Hi, and welcome to class 1 of this Foundations of Yoga toolkit. So you're going to need a comfortable place to sit. I'm sitting on a cushion, and this just helps to have my knees a little bit lower than my hips. If we're sitting like this, our spine will be rounded, whereas if we can lengthen up through the spine, the knees will drop. So take a moment, you might need to sit on a couple of cushions, and cross your legs whichever way feels most comfortable. If this really doesn't feel comfortable, you can always sit in a kneeling position as well. Hands can rest on the knees, palms facing up for a feeling of openness, or palms facing down for a feeling of groundedness. Take a moment to lengthen up through the spine, and we're going to be focusing on the breath. Either lower your gaze or close down the eyes. This will just help us to come into the body a little bit more. And just begin to observe your breath. Notice which area of the lungs you can feel yourself breathing in. Notice if the inhale and the exhale are a similar length. Can you check in with how your body feels as you sit here right now? Maybe you notice the weight of your knees, of your seat on the ground. And then at the same time, that rising through the crown of the head, can you sit up a little bit taller? Coming back to the breath. Just let the breath be natural. Whatever is coming for you right now, let it come. Maybe feeling the belly or the chest rising and falling. Maybe even noticing how the shoulders slightly move. And then you can keep your eyes closed or your gaze lowered. We're just going to place both hands on our abdomen really gently. And then see if you can feel your hands moving as you breathe. You may not be able to feel them, and that's okay. I'm going to begin to breathe into these hands. So when you next inhale, let the breath fill the belly. And when you next exhale, feel the hands move back to center as the belly moves in. Really nice. Just do that a few more times. Inhaling, the belly moves out, energy moves in. And exhaling, the air moves out, toxins released. Inhaling, feel the air drawing all the way down to your abdomen, hands rise. And exhaling, let your hands gently fall. Okay, we're going to introduce a very gentle count to this. So next inhale, breathe into the belly, 1, 2, 3. Breathe out, 3, 2, 1. Keep the face relaxed. Breathe in, 1, 2, 3. Breathe out, 3, 2, 1. Breathing into the abdomen, 2, 3. Breathing out, hands fall, 1. Breathing in, 3. Breathing out, 3. Just take a few more breaths here. No strain whatsoever. Breathing in for a count of 3, or if you feel really comfortable, you can extend this count to 4 or 5. And now just relax your hands, relax your breathing. Hands back to the knees, and keep your eyes gently closed. Notice how you feel. body, in the mind. And the next thing we'll do is begin to link the breath with some movements. So this time have your palms facing up. You can keep your eyes gently closed or the gaze lowered. As you inhale, breathe into the belly and spread your fingers wide. As you exhale, clench the fists and breathe out from your belly. Deep breaths, breathing in, hands spread. And breathing out, hands clench. Continue like this in your own time. You can make the breaths longer or shorter to suit your breath count. And make the hands mirror your every movement. Imagine as you breathe in, there's energy spreading to your fingertips. And as you breathe out, energy drawing back into the center. Let's just take 2 more breaths in our own time like this. No strain whatsoever. Take your time to come back to your normal breath. Notice how the breath feels. It might feel good to take a sigh out through the mouth. The next part, we're going to include our arms as well. So bring your hands, the fists clenched, towards your breastbone, your heart center. Let the elbows come out wide so you almost squeeze the shoulders. And then let's take a breath in and expand. Open through the chest. And then as you breathe out, come back to center. Slight rounding through the spine. Really slight movement here. Breathing in, opening up. And breathing out, coming back to center. Just do this movement in your own time, with your own breath, breathing in, expanding. And breathing out, slightly rounding, coming back in. 3 more times. Extending and expanding the breath. And out. Last one. And then gently come back into your sitting position. Let's take a deep breath in, feel the belly, feel the lungs, and then sigh out through the mouth. Going to move out of our sitting position. You can remove the cushion here and come onto all fours on your mat. So all 10 fingers spread nice and wide directly underneath the shoulders, and the knees directly underneath your hips. You have the option here to tuck all 10 of your toes or to leave them flat on the ground. Take a moment here to find a neutral pelvis and spine. So belly in towards the abdomen. And then just take a moment here to re-find your breath. Begin moving along the spine. So take a breath in, drop your belly, squeeze the shoulders and look forwards. As you breathe out, press through the hands, round through the spine, look towards your knees. Breathing in, drop the belly and move the sit bones towards the back of the room. Breathing out, tilt the pelvis, round the spine, press into the hands. 2 more times. Breathing in, finding cow pose. Breathing out, rounding the spine. Last one. Gently coming back into a neutral position. Take an exhalation and sit your hips towards your heels for a child's pose. Let the forehead rest on the ground or onto your cushion. And completely relax the entire body. Take a breath in through the nose. And an exhalation through the mouth. Breathing in, press into the hands, rise back up into a tabletop position. And then as you breathe out, let's tuck all 10 of our toes. Keep pressing into all 10 of your fingers. And then gently press your knees towards the back of the room as you allow your head to relax, coming into downward facing dog. Keep your knees bent here and double check that they are hip distance apart. Press through the arms, elongate through the shoulders, and imagine you are trying to win a competition of how high your hips could go. Lifting the hips towards the sky, simultaneously pressing the sit bones towards the back of the room. And keeping the heels off of the ground here, knees nice and bent. You could shake your head a couple of times. And let's just take one more deep breath here. And then as you breathe out, bring your knees back to the ground and sit your hips back to your heels for a child's pose. Again, take a breath in through the nose. And a breath out through the mouth. Let's do that one more time. So breathing in, come up to tabletop. Tuck all 10 of your toes and breathe out and lift your hips back to downward facing dog, keeping the knees nice and bent. We're going to take 5 breaths here. Press into the mound of the index finger and thumb, as well as all 10 of your other fingers. Really nice. Let's take 3 more breaths. Breathing in, filling the belly. And breathing out, let the belly come back to the center. Let's take an exhalation and bring the knees back to the earth and sit your hips again down to your heels for child. This time let's wrap the arms around, palms facing up, and let the forehead relax down. Again, if your head does not reach the earth, let your head rest on a cushion or a pillow. You might like to close your eyes here and gently tune back into your breath. Can you feel the breath moving against the thighs? One more deep breath here. Gently pressing up through your hands to come into a kneeling position. And make sure you feel comfortable here. You can always sit cross-legged. So let's take a breath in and reach both of the arms up. And then as you breathe out, open both of your arms to the right hand side. Look over to your right. Breathing in, reach up. Breathing out, open your arms. Imagine you're between 2 panes of glass. Keep the shoulders down. One more time each side. Breathing in. Breathing out through the nose. Breathing in. And out. Last time to breathe in. Exhale, bring the hands to your heart center. Take a moment here, let the shoulders relax. Deep breath into the heart space. Deep breath out through the mouth. And we'll find our way down onto our mats. And then squeeze both of our knees into our chest and take a rock from side to side. Allow your feet to come to the earth and check in that they are hip distance apart, directly underneath your knees. Allow your spine to be flat on the floor, and then let your palms face down to the ground. Imagine that you're squeezing something between the thighs here. Let's take a breath in and slightly curl through the tailbone. Press your lower back into the floor. As you breathe out, reverse this motion. Lift the lower back, press the tailbone down. Breathing in and breathing out. Just one more time. Breathing out, press the lower back into the floor. Breathing in, curl through the spine. And then gently just relax. You can take a breath out through the mouth here if that feels good. And then this time we're going to lift the pelvis off of the ground. So take a breath in, press the lower back down. This time press the feet into the floor and then lift your pelvis off the earth. Keep imaginary squeezing the knees, but keep them hip distance apart as you lift up into a bridge pose. Look directly above you. And allow your shoulders to press into the floor as your hips lift away. Nice full and deep breaths here as you find this back bend. And then as you breathe out, imagine draping each of your vertebrae, your spine along the earth again. Super slow movements. Feel the connection back with the earth. We're going to do that one more time, so take a moment here. Breathing in, squeezing the lower back towards the floor, lifting the pelvis, press the feet into the earth. Rise up as slowly as you came down. Squeeze the glutes, lift up a little bit higher and take 2 more breaths. As you breathe out again, move the spine slowly towards the earth. And then knock your knees together here and windscreen wiper your knees from side to side. Let them fall over to the left and the right. Take a moment to check in with your lower back. And if it feels okay, you might like to squeeze your knees into your chest one more time. And then finding our final resting pose, Shavasana. Allow your feet to come out as wide as your mat, ankles on the earth. And then let your palms come wider than your mat, facing up towards the ground. If for any reason this doesn't feel comfortable on your back, you can always knock your knees together. This is a really restorative position. The aim of this pose is to completely rest the body, so make sure you feel comfortable. Take a deep breath in. Open the mouth and exhale. Close down the eyes. Notice the weight of your body sinking into the floor. Take a moment to relax your feet, the inner arches. Let the length of the legs sink into the floor. Feel the back and the pelvis on the earth. And allow your shoulders to melt like ice to water. Feel the length of your arms relaxing all the way into your fingertips, which are soft and unmoving. Feel the back of your head heavily sinking into the ground. And allow the muscles and the skin of your face to relax. Whole body is relaxed, and now the breath can relax. Notice how each breath out allows you to sink a little deeper into this space of stillness. Staying quietly with your breath and your resting body for the next few moments. Your mind feels distracted, then bring it back to your breath. Soothing rhythm of the in-breath and the out-breath. Stay here for as long as you need. When you're ready, wiggle your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms above your head and stretch really long. Then gently bring your knees into your chest. Take your time to roll onto whichever side you choose today. And from here, press yourself gently back into your seated position, maybe using your pillow or your cushion. And close your eyes. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose into the belly. And exhale through the mouth. Allow your hands together at your heart center and take a bow into your body, expressing gratitude for everything that it does for you. Namaste.